take a seat, please, Mrs. Robinson? Dr. Powers won't be long.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Jones, but...
Joe. Oh, morning.
I'm sure it was just a simple oversight. If you could just let me...
Anything exciting for me this morning?
Just the usual, the 3 C's. Coughs, colds and complaints.
Hiccups. Nasty.
She's got a job interview. I think she's a little bit nervous.
While you're at it, Rona.
Mac, I've just had Mrs. Jones whittling away in my ear like a drunken wasp.
Oh.
She said you were going to drop her prescription round on your way home last night.
Yeah, well, I forgot, OK?
Well, where were you? You didn't get home till late. You didn't say.
What the hell is this, a Spanish Inquisition? Forget the coffee.
Well, what's up with him?
Don't ask me. I'm just the practice manager. Not like I'm his wife or anything.
Only me, Jessie. Sorry I'm a bit late. Traffic was murder this morning.
Oh, sorry. My nan swears by it.
You should get her to hold her breath for a couple of minutes.
Yes, perhaps you'd better suggest it.
How is Jessie?
You know Nan. I just can't believe she's not going to be around forever.
I know.
Still, at least we've got Christmas. Make it really special for her.
How are you coping?
I don't know. It's like... I know she's going to die in a month, maybe 2. It's a fact. But I just... It just doesn't seem real.
Jessie? Jessie.
Hello? Yeah, speaking. I see. I'll come out straight away. Kate, I have to go out.
Am I allowed to ask where? Is that being altogether too nosy? I mean, I wouldn't want to pry.
It's Jessie.
What's up?
She's died.
Oh, no. When?
Nurse rang this morning. Sometime during the night, she reckons.
Poor Joe.
Look, I have to go. Can you tell Joe for me?
What are you talking about? You'll have to speak to her.
No.
Why not? You're gonna have to take her with you.
I need some time with Jessie first. We have to be professional about these things.
I don't understand. I mean, she'll be ringing Steve at his parents'. She is, after all, his patient.
No, absolutely not. She's my patient now. Was. But please, you tell Joe for me, and I'll see you later, yeah?
Chris, do you want to come through now? Charming.
Joe, can I have a word?
What's up?
Would you like to come inside?
What is it? What is it, Kate?
It's Jessie, Joe.
What's happened?
She's dead. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Shh. She's out of pain now.
Dr. Maguire.
Hi, Jim. Through there?
Yes. She must have gone in her sleep.
Well, that's a blessing of sorts, I suppose.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Why?
She asked me to help her... Well, she asked me to help make her passing easier.
What are you saying?
She asked me to help her kill herself.
You're not saying you acted on it?
No, of course not. But I made a note of it in my report.
Yeah, good. Good. You did the right thing. I don't suppose it's the first time this has happened to you. See, people can get, well, you know, at the end.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Maybe I should organise some flowers for Jo. Should we send some to her parents too? Oh, I don't know.
From the surgery? Well, I think that's a good idea, Rana.
Is it, though? Is it the normal thing to do at this stage? I mean, I know you send flowers to the funeral, but... Oh, this is exactly the sort of thing that Jo would take care of, isn't it? She'd know what to do.
Yeah, she would.
Everything seems in order.
I'm not so sure it is, Doctor.
Oh?
It's just happened all too suddenly. I spoke with her yesterday. She was very much alive, chatting about her plans for Christmas.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying we need to be sure how she died. I've cared for a lot of terminal patients, and this just doesn't feel right to me.
Terminal cancer, Sheila, which can turn critical at any stage, you know that. I don't think we need to look for anything else. The family should be allowed to grieve.
They deserve to know the truth as well.
There's nothing suspicious here. She died peacefully in her sleep.
It's a question of protocol.
I can see no reason why we should have to put the family through the trauma of a post-mortem.
Perhaps you have a different agenda.
Meaning?
You're obviously very close to Jo and the family. Maybe your judgment's impaired.
There is nothing wrong with my judgment.
It's not a criticism, Doctor.
It'll have to be next week, I'm afraid, if it's Dr. Rawlings that you want.
OK, just come back and see us again in 3 months' time or so.
Ow! You little toe rag!
Sorry.
Did you see what that little monster just did?
He's a little hyperactive.
A little hyperactive. He's a little... Well, let's just say I can think of other words to better describe him.
Shall I get you an anaesthetic spray?
Oh, this is going to look great in the interview, isn't it? Limping in like ruddy Quasimodo. The great big bruise on my shin like I've been playing mid-centre against Wimbledon.
It's fixed your hiccups, though. Not all alternative medicine's nonsense. I wish I could apply that technique to most of my patients. You all right, Kate?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about Jo.
Oh, yeah, terrible news, poor thing.
She was so close to her Nan. She visited her nearly every evening. She's going to be lost without her.
I know. My family, you'd be lucky if you got a birthday card.
It's when they've gone you realise what you've missed.
Well, at least Jo didn't make that mistake.
Mac?
Jo, I'm in here. I'm so sorry.
I don't understand. She seemed all right yesterday. Well, you know what I mean.
She's not suffering anymore.
We were arguing about how to cook a turkey and how stupid. All the things we could have talked about.
Jo, you were there for her. She knew you loved her, that's what's important. She went knowing she was loved. A blessed thing, wouldn't you say?
I'm very sorry for your loss, dear.
Was she in pain, do you think, when she died?
No, I'm sure she wasn't. She went peacefully in her sleep.
But why now? Why did she have to die so suddenly?
We don't know.
Would you like to see her?
No. No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can face it.
It's all right, it's all right. I'll be with you. It helps to say goodbye, you know.
No. I better phone my dad and the rest of the family. He didn't see her this morning. He wanted me to call in at lunchtime. He didn't want to wake her because he was leaving so early. What's he going to think now?
All right, I've been on to the florist, and they're going to deliver in the morning. I did think this afternoon, and then I thought, well, might be a bit soon.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, I don't suppose there's anything else we can do just now, is there?
Just be there for her. She's going to be in pieces for a while.
Yep. Just because you know it's coming doesn't make it any easier, does it?
Probably makes it worse.
Has anyone spoken to Steve?
Well, Mac didn't want him disturbed. He's going to deal with the death certificate himself.
Well, even so, he has a right to be told. She was his patient, after all.
Yeah, you're right. I'll phone him later.
He was very fond of her.
Hard not to be. She's a real live wire. Kept us all on our toes.
We do all we can, and eventually it's just not enough, is it?
Keeping people alive is only part of the job, Rana. Sometimes it's about giving people's lives quality, dignity. And if you can do that, well, maybe that's all that can be done.
I'm so sorry, Dad.
Oh, come on, love. She's in a better place now.
Yeah.
When did it happen, Dr. Maguire?
Sometime during the night.
In her sleep?
Yes, she went peacefully. Please pass on all our condolences to the family, yeah?
That medication you gave her last night?
It was just to help her sleep, Jack.
I want to see her now.
Yeah, yes, of course.
You coming with me, Joe?
Sorry, Dad, I can't. Not yet. I'm gonna phone Mum now and let everybody else know.
Okay, sweetheart.
Sheila, I'm going to fill in the death certificate. Let the family contact the undertakers.
I don't think you should do that, Doctor. As I said, I'm not sure we really know what's happened here yet.
Don't you think they've suffered enough?
I'm sorry, Mum. I'm so sorry.
How did she look?
She looked like she could wake up at any time. Start shouting at me for sitting staring at her. I just kept thinking she would. I even called her name. Took her hand. Even though I knew I couldn't.
Dad.
They say the body's just a shell. The spirit moves on. She looks like she's still there. I can touch her. I just can't reach her.
She knows you're there, Dad. I'm sure of it.
Why don't you go and see her?
I can't.
It will help.
I can't bear it, Dad. I don't want to remember her like that. Cold and pale. I want to remember her alive. Talking. Laughing. Shouting, telling me off. Telling us all off. That was Nan.
She's not cold, Joe. She's not pale. It's just like she's asleep.
I don't want to let her down.
What do you mean?
I'm scared of how I'll feel when I see her. I've never seen a dead body before. I'm scared of how I might react.
It's okay. You take your time. There's no rush. When you're ready to go and see her, we'll go together, okay?
Yeah.
Dr. Maguire?
Yeah.
I'm a bit concerned about Jessie's medication. There's none left. She should have practically a full prescription. Where's it gone?
Oh, no, it's okay. I was going to bring her new prescription round yesterday.
Well, it's not here.
The reason it's not here is that I forgot.
You forgot?
That's right. I left it back at the surgery. I was going to bring it this morning. Obviously, it wasn't necessary.
Obviously.
What do you mean by that?
Well, she wouldn't need any more if she was already dead.
Of course not.
That was my point.
Sheila, she had enough to see her through the night. Not enough to kill herself.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. No, Dr. Maguire isn't available this morning. No, I'm not sure when he'll be back. Well, I'm sorry if that interferes with your bridge club, but this is a doctor's surgery, not a hotel. Yeah, and if that's your attitude, maybe you should go private. Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to deal with your fallen arches. Bye.
Are you all right, Kate?
Oh, just some people. They know nothing about other people's lives and they care even less.
Something you want to talk about?
Oh, just things on my mind.
Joe?
I really want to get this sorted out, Sheila.
I'm sorry. I can't agree that nothing suspicious has happened here.
Why not?
Because I'm not convinced she died of natural causes.
What are you saying, Sheila?
I'm sorry, Joe, but I don't think your Gran just died naturally in her sleep.
So just what are you saying then?
She was either helped or she helped herself.
To die, you mean?
Yes.
You're saying somebody helped her to die?
She talked about it with me. Wanted to know if it had happened to any of my patients in the past. It was on her mind, I know that.
Yes, and that's all you know, isn't it? You don't know she acted on those thoughts.
Exactly, I don't. That's why I think we need to find out.
Call for you.
Oh, who is it?
It's Steve.
Hi, Steve. No, Mac's on top of it. There's no need to come in. No, it's all very straightforward.
I don't understand, Dad. Why can't we just call the undertakers?
Everything will be okay, Joe. Mac will sort things out. The nurse was just being a bit overcautious.
You don't think Nan really killed herself, do you?
No, Joe, of course I don't.
She was talking about it.
I know. Mum was a fighter all her life, you know that.
I do. Maybe she just wanted to stop fighting.
I can't stop thinking about all the time we wasted not talking to each other. Just because we were both being so pig-headed.
Stop it, Dad. Stop torturing yourself. At least you did make it up before the end.
Yeah. Wouldn't have done, though, if it hadn't been for your meddling.
You would have. If you hadn't have wanted to sort it out, you'd have walked away that day. All I did was give you a little push.
I just wish she'd have told us as soon as she knew she was ill. Typical Mum, though. Nobody knew anything except her.
Yeah.
If only I'd known straight away, we would have had so much more time. Why couldn't you tell us, Joe?
You know what she was like, Dad. She was proud. She didn't want anyone to feel sorry for her.
It wasn't about feeling sorry. She only had a few months. If we'd known, we could have done so much more for her.
What more could you have done?
I don't know. I'll never have a chance to find out now. None of us will.
Give the family a break. Why put them through the misery of a post-mortem?
I've recorded her comments to me, her questions on euthanasia. I keep a detailed report. In instances like this, it's always the nurse people look at. I take my job seriously, Dr. Maguire.
And I'm not saying you don't.
If there are any suspicious circumstances, I have to report it.
Sheila, I am happy to sign the certificate. And there'll be no comeback on you.
Don't be ridiculous. If the family are unhappy and demand a post-mortem and there are signs she's overdosed on her medication, it's my job on the line.
The family want to get on with grieving. They just want to say goodbye.
I have an 18-year-old handicapped daughter to look after, Dr. Maguire. I don't have a fat pension. I don't have a nice big house in the country. I have my job, that's all. And I intend to keep it.
Well, now you're being ridiculous.
I also have to say that your attitude gives me some concerns as well, Doctor.
My attitude?
I'm referring to your professional conduct.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I am of the opinion that Jessie took an overdose of her medication. Or someone administered a lethal dose to her. Now, regardless of whether that was her wish or not, that's a criminal act, Doctor. It's murder.
Yes, I am certain. Look, now is not a good time, okay? Right, that's it. I'm sure your sales trainer is very impressed with you, but I'm not. So smile when you dial and ring someone else.
Way to go, girl.
I don't know how Joe puts up with it all morning. You know, salespeople, market research, people complaining.
You know, Joe, she loves to chat.
Alexander Graham Bell's got a lot to answer for. Oh, surgery. Hi, Mac. How's it going? No. No, I'll be there as soon as I can. Okay?
What's up?
Ruth, would you mind looking after the reception for me? I've got to go over to Jessie's.
Of course I can. What's going on?
There's been a question over Jessie's death. Problem.
What kind of problem?
Serious one.
Mac, we need to talk.
Okay.
You know that Mum asked me to help her die? We talked about it.
Yes.
I let her down. I wasn't strong enough for her.
Maybe we all let her down.
Do you think she might have found some way of ending it herself?
It is a possibility, yes.
Then I don't want a post-mortem. You've got to stop it, Mac. We've got to let her go with dignity. That's all she ever wanted.
It's not as simple as that.
If Joe finds out that Mum did kill herself, then it'll destroy her.
It's not up to me, though, Jack.
But you're a doctor. Surely it's up to you.
Look, I wish it was. I really wish it was. But Sheila's already notified the police about her concerns. It's too late.
Joe. I am so sorry about all of this.
Why won't they just let us arrange things for her? Why do people have to get involved, Kate? All I wanted was one last Christmas.
I know.
It's a time of miracles, isn't it?
Supposed to be.
I think that's what I was hoping for. Some last-minute miracle to put everything back. Put it right. That was really stupid, wasn't it?
It's not. It's human.
I'm going to miss her so much.
I know you will. Still have her in your heart, won't you?
Yeah.
Now you take off as much time as you need.
Yeah. You know, I haven't actually seen it yet.
I know it's hard, but you must say goodbye. Now, do you want me to go with you?
No, I think it's something I've got to do by myself.
What's happening with Sheila Gibson? Max said she wanted a second opinion.
I don't know what's happening, Kate. I really don't. I think you better talk to Mac.
What's going on, Mac?
You've read the Bible from cover to cover, haven't you?
I'm a Catholic, Mac.
I've always wondered about that soldier with the spear at the crucifixion.
What about him?
People nailed on a cross. That was agony, right? Unremitting agony until death.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So that soldier spearing Christ to put him out of his agony, was he considered blessed or cursed? In the Bible, you know, in the church.
What's going on with Jessie?
You know, she was talking about euthanasia. Suicide.
Oh, I didn't think she was seriously considering it.
Well, she was about to move on from oral medication to a morphine pump.
Is that worse?
And the pain was worse. More importantly, it meant she was near to being completely incapacitated. Already had problems feeding herself, needed help to take the medication.
So she couldn't have overdosed herself?
Well, it depended how desperate she was, I suppose. Tough cookie.
What are you saying?
I'm saying the coroner will order a post-mortem.
Do you think she did kill herself?
I don't think we should talk about it, Ashley.
Of course we should talk about it, Mac. I'm your wife.
You're also the practice manager.
That Roman soldier.
Yeah.
They put people to death with a spear if they were still alive because they didn't want them on the crosses on a Sabbath. It wasn't for any merciful reasons. They were just tidying up.
Life isn't tidy, is it?
Or death.
Nan. Well, I guess you're with your George again now. At last. I hope you've given him that big hug and a kiss from me. Perhaps you've seen Glenn Miller. Found out what really happened to him. I'm gonna miss you so much. Bye, Nan.